So, about that channel hiatus I talked about, yeah, well I don't have school today, and conveniently, a Rogue Demon update dropped right as I basically finished most of the important work I have to do. So, I've got some spare time, and with it, I figured I'd talk about the pretty big new update that just dropped. With this update, we've gotten some new balancing changes for Sound, Insect, and Temari, a pretty nice kill effect, and a completely new move for Temari called Throwback. So, without further ado, let's get into the video and start analyzing each new update that's been added to the game. The first, and probably the most important changes, are the recent balancing updates that were added to the game. Here's a basic rundown of all of them. Temari balls will no longer hit you unless they're deflected back at you, which we'll talk about later. The screen shake from play ball was removed, making it much easier to land. The damage of play ball was increased from 8 to 10, the startup on the move was lowered, and it flies faster than before. All Temari balls will also have a max range of 800 studs, which is basically around half of the map. The other balancing changes that were made have to do with sound breathing and insect breathing. Sound breathing received a damage nerf to string performance and roar, while insect got a universal damage nerf, as well as removal of super armor from all of its moves. Now, the Temari buffs are very much deserved. Temari was always a very weak zoner, and play ball is one of the worst moves in the entire game at the time of release. I don't think these buffs are enough to make play ball a very good move, but at least it'll land a couple times in a combo, or hit an inexperienced player that's rushing you down. As for the sound nerfs, I really don't think they'll mean that much. I mean, yeah, the damage was nerfed, which is a big thing, don't get me wrong, but the main damage that sound got was from musical combo and the combo potential overall, which weren't touched at all. Sound's moves alone don't have that much of a high damage output, so because of that, I don't really think this nerf will mean much unless there's something I'm not aware of. Finally, Insect's nerfs were interesting to say the least. On the one hand, Insect was absolutely meta before its nerf. Its moves were very hard to punish, its combos were absolutely ridiculous, and it was easy to run around and spam your moves to win because Insect was great for punishing opponents who played aggressively. On the other hand, the damage for Insect's moves alone were already really low, with Centipede being one of the lowest damage ults in the game, and Insect has no evasive, which makes it pretty risky to play. The damage nerf is kind of undeserved, but I also don't think it'll have that big of an impact. Most of your damage comes from the M1s you string into your combo, so taking a bit of damage away from the moves shouldn't hurt it too much. Taking away super armor on the other hand, that could be somewhat problematic. We can only see how this goes from here on out, but taking away hyper armor from Insect has the potential to completely gut the moveset, as most of the moves are easy to cancel without hyper armor. Again, only time can tell how these balancing changes play out, but for the most part, they seem pretty good. Now, let's move on to Temari's updates. So, Temari got a really big update in this balancing patch. The first one is a new move, and the other one is a new mechanic for a previous move that was added, which is play ball. Firstly, let's talk about the new move. Throwback is a really simple move that makes you dash back and then throw a Temari ball in front of you. It looks like it'll be pretty great for the zoner playstyle that Temari seems to fit, but definitely very balanced. It doesn't look like it'll be able to fall up into a combo or really do much at all though. Now, let's talk about the new mechanic. Play ball just got the new property where if you perfect block the move, it'll deflect in the direction it came from. This is definitely very funny, as you can hit the user of the move with it, but probably won't mean too much in the end. It's definitely a creative change, and I like the idea of it a lot, but Temari is already a pretty terrible ability overall, so this change that makes it even more punishable kinda feels like twisting a knife on anybody who wanted to use a zoner class. It's hard to make a zoner that isn't extremely annoying in a fighting game, but this just feels extremely weak compared to everything else. Hopefully I'm wrong though, and Temari will turn out completely fine in the end. Now, it's time to move on to the last, and smallest update to be included in this bundle, which is a new effect and a new code. So, the final update that was made is the addition of a new kill effect called Toho, based off the game of the same name. This kill effect makes the opponent disappear and turn into a bunch of red points. It's a simple effect that costs 200 rogue coins, but it's pretty nice overall. Personally, I'm probably going to be using this for a while, since I like it quite a bit. There's not too much to say here, since it's just an execution effect, but if you want to, go ahead and buy it. As for the new code, which will give you enough rogue coins to buy this, the code is 60 Ketchup, named after a rogue demon moderator of the same name. It gives you 250 rogue coins, which is a good enough amount to buy at least one of the cosmetics you want to get. I recommend getting in-game and redeeming it, since it's probably not going to last forever. With that being said, those are all of the updates that were included in this recent balance patch. They're all pretty good and are a nice addition to the game, though with everything, there are some debatable changes. Overall, I like the new update quite a bit, and it's a good addition to the game. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe so that you're notified of future uploads. Anyways, I'm 𝓥𝓲𝓭𝓮𝓸, and thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time, and have a great day.